The magical ride that had been the 2010 Cardinal football season came to an end Saturday as North Central fell to Wisconsin Whitewater in the quarterfinals. But it's been a historic season, and it's time to look back. Clear your calendar for the next 30 minutes. The Red Zone starts right now. Welcome to the final episode of the Red Zone in 2010. I'm Alex Simmons with Cardinal head coach John Thorne. Coach, first, congrats on a historic season. As we look back last Saturday against Whitewater, you guys involved in the great one, just kind of struggled down the end to keep up.
Well, the season was so much fun. I just can't tell you how much I appreciate our players and the assistant coaches. But on that day, the whole community of the college came out and cleared the field, and even people that aren't part of the college came and helped to get that field cleared off. And it was just a gorgeous setting, a beautiful game. If we could have stopped at the end of 3 quarters, we would have won. But unfortunately, you have to play the 4th quarter, and we had a few little things go wrong. But great season and really fun.
Well, the stadium was packed and emotions were running high. Let's go to the highlight. 3.5 inches of snow made for some tough field cleanup, but it sure didn't curb Cardinal tailgaters. Let's go to the quarterfinal action. First NCC series, Spencer Stanek fakes option and is looking deep. That's senior Steve Lavick on the other end, 47 yards in all on the pitch and catch, and the Cards are on the goal line. On the very next play, the Cardinals opt for the scenic route. Nick Kukoc follows his caravan to the corner and forces the linesman to put him up. North Central strikes first. But the defending champs are pretty good too. On their first play from scrimmage, Lee Brecky gives the run fake and shows he can sling it. Squeezing it into double coverage to Adam Brandis, Whitewater ties it up 3 plays later. Same score in the 3rd quarter now, and it's like deja vu, but in the other direction. Stanek finds Lavick deep the second time for 50 yards. Cards get a field goal to go up 3. Stanek trying to add to that lead, but his pass goes through the hands of Kyle Fedorowicz and into the mitts of Sam Overton. The Warhawks hope to make the turnover costly. 2 plays later, and it's Brecky on the bootleg. He foregoes his options in the end zone to take it himself, and the Warhawks have a 4-point lead. Cards down 7 now, and it's do or die time, but defensive tackle Luke Hibner takes Stanek's pass out of the air, and the Warhawks have it all but sealed. They move on to the semifinals. And Coach, you kind of alluded to it there going back to Saturday. You know, what's going through your head when you wake up? You guys haven't ever played a game in December before. You hear the forecast about the snow coming, and there's 4 inches of snow on the ground when you wake up, and the field's covered as well.
Well, that was strange because, you know, when we went to bed that night, it hadn't started and everything. And, you know, every once in a while, the weatherman is off, you know. I thought, well, hey, maybe they missed this and we're not even going to get any snow. But then I woke up to hearing the snow plows going by the house and knew that we were going to have a fun day trying to figure out how we're going to get that field cleared off.
And as we saw in the highlight, Cardinals going toe-to-toe with perennial power in the Warhawks. Coach, how close is the program to getting at that level and staying at that level with the Whitewaters and the Mount Unions?
Well, that's a great question, Alex, because we don't get to see them enough. We don't get to play against them enough. You know, I don't get to go in their weight room and see how strong they really are or see, you know, their actual 40 times and those things. But Saturday, they were pretty lucky to get out of Naperville with a victory. I mean, we were right there with them. And, of course, I love to play the best teams in the country. So do our players. And those are exciting games. And so we're going to keep working, and I think we're going to get there real soon.
I'm sure you can get used to coaching in December.
It was fun. It was so much fun. And, you know, none of the players had ever played in December. And Just a very few, I think it was only 3 coaches that have. So, and I wasn't one of them, so it was, for an old 63-year-old guy, it was fun. I really enjoyed it.
And is a big part of building that depth and getting those second stringers some of that important playing time early in the year like you guys had and even down the stretch. Is that what's important to building this program going forward?
You know, it is, and we're going to expand on that next year even, where we're going to rotate offensive linemen as well as defensive linemen. And it's just hard to ask the linemen who have to do that constant battle every single time the ball is snapped, to do that through 15 games and only have 5 or 6 guys take every single snap in the close games. You know, I can't wait to get started again. It's going to seem like forever before the next season gets back here, but right now we're just still thrilled about what our guys did this year, and hope the fans enjoyed watching it.
Well, definitely. This edition of the North Central Cardinals is quite a cast of characters. There's no doubt about that. So this season's Cardinal Corner brought plenty of memories. We look back on some of the best moments in this week's segment. There was quite a bit going on off the field for the many Cardinal characters of 2010, and nobody was bigger than the Cardinal O-line. And when the 13 burgers for a party of 6 make their way out of the kitchen, it's quite a spectacle. Once the food is in front of the largest Cardinals on campus, the table quiets down. But that doesn't mean minds aren't busy figuring out how to attack the beef between the bun. Up. There we go.
I'm gonna choke on this thing. Try it.
Animal. He's hitting the wall. Oh, hey.
I'm done.
Oh, there you go. 2 minutes. Look at that.
The offensive line wasn't the only unit having fun. The D-line had its share of jokes as well.
We like to call ourselves the Bushwhackers. You know, it's the Bushwhacker unit.
It started off during camp.
We had some freshman guys that were trying to do some pass rushes, and they were kind of going like this a little bit.
Coach Antonacci kind of said the Bushwhackers, which are a tag team in the WWF. So, you know, we like to do that. It's a little sack celebration.
It's kind of like this, and they just go up pass rushing like that, try to get the arms off. So it's Bushwhackers.
The Cardinal Bushwhackers were managed by fiery coordinator Rick Ponks.
I found myself Saturday night trying to stay awake because I knew once I woke up from being asleep, it's time for Carthage.
Sit. Go. Oh, wait. You're off sides. Flag. Thorne's going to yell at me. I'm going to get fired. You got to come so hard that you want this guy to turn his shoulders to try to block you.
There's no way I'm going to get it. Can I just...
Maybe a little bit.
No, because they'll probably call that.
Yeah, okay.
We get all. Stay there. Stay there. That's why they make the rules, Nick.
While Ponks showed us some lighthearted moments at practice, it was all business all the time when offensive line coach Stafford Davis got some face time.
So the biggest thing with Matt is, and the biggest thing with the rest of our athletes is we want them to learn to have that 2-leg explosion. Because even though football is played on one leg 80% of the time, there are times when you're firing off with both legs, bringing your hips, and firing through an off-fender. Like Matt, when he tackles a running back, you should see him. He explodes through him with both feet, and it's a beautiful thing.
You're a bunch of cowards. In the words of Stafford Davis, you're a bunch of lowlifes.
And no discussion of Cardinal characters can be complete without bringing up senior captain Nick Hicks.
It's my show. You know the TO show? Yep. This is the OW show, okay? Offensive weapon show. I usually pick the third sink because it's got pretty good water pressure, allows for a pretty good scrubbing. I usually think about maybe 20 to 25 squeezes of soap because we're going all the way elbow here. Hey, Derek, what's up? Hey, Derek, come here. Let me show you how this is done, Derek. Come here. Come on in. This is what you do after you do laundry. You scrub from elbow down. Actually, it's pretty good smelling laundry. His laundry doesn't smell. He might sweat cologne. I mean, it's debatable. Someone caught me doing this one time and actually said, "Hey Hicks, what are you doing there in the sink? Did you know we have showers?" I said, yeah, I know we have showers, but the shower's not going to do a good job like this third sink is.
The word you used to describe this team was special. How much has this group of seniors and trio of fifth-year guys meant to the program?
Well, everything. Absolutely everything. And how we'll ever be able to properly thank them, I don't even know what we can do. Words are not anywhere near good enough. I hope they had the time of their life. I hope they had as much fun as all of our coaches did, and we hope it's the beginning of each year being like that. I mean, all of the years leading up to this one, there was plenty of fun. There was all kinds of great things happening, but this year was a little bit different, and that's where the word special started coming in. And especially our meetings twice a week on Tuesdays and Thursdays, where we talked about 30 to 45 minutes about things that have nothing to do with football, but they have everything to do with life. And some wonderful moments happened where we got to hear stories from our players, and our coaches got to share some stories, and everybody just kept growing closer and closer and closer as this whole process was taking place. And that's the most enjoyable thing about coaching, is to be able to really get close to your team and to your coaches, and this was one of those really, really great years. And we look at the timeline, August 14th, you guys start camp, and from there, things just snowballed and kept getting better. Was there a moment where things, maybe the light bulb went on when you're starting to talk with some of your assistants and you're thinking, this could be something that could be really good going forward? Yeah, the Eau Claire game was our first definite moment where we looked at each other and said, oh my goodness, I think we can have a really magical season. And then, of course, when we played Wheaton, to have the fun that we had there, and the Ohio Northern game just kept it going, and we really did not think it was going to stop last Saturday. Every person, every player, every coach definitely thought we were going to win the game Saturday, and the guys played hard. It was so close. We could have won it, but it did slip away from us, and so now it's time to move on, and hopefully we all learned some great lessons. But I don't want any of the players, especially, and the coaches, to ever look back and be disappointed that we lost that game, because too many great things happen. You need to remember how wonderful the whole season was. And so I think they will. And we're going to be very, very, very good for a long, long time in Cardinal football. Well, it was a fun one. We're taking a quick time out. But after the break, Coach Thorne and I will be joined by two difference makers from the 2010 season.